Hey guys, this is RBR 13, aka Ryan, and today I'm doing a live stream, basically a Thursday night live stream. I'm gonna be on vacation with my family to Ocean City, Maryland, this Saturday, and I'll be gone for the rest of August. So um, I just wanted to get out one last live stream before September. Um, so so I'm just live streaming for about I think hour and a half, couple hours. I'll live stream. Um, Moderating. Hey, Kaylee, how you doing? Good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, basically, like right now, I can't find one of my new jump drive that I got not too long ago. I've been looking for it. I know I took it on vacation with me, but I'm really good at keeping track of my stuff usually. I just can't find it. I've also been trying to find my small tripod too. I've just been looking around my house, like no idea where it is. And so right now, I just used one of my random jump drives to back up files of video game captures, just video games that I've been playing and capturing videos of them. So my jump drive is saying copying files, copying file 1 out of 59, but I don't see like the the bar like loading showing you like that a bunch of files are being added onto the jump drive. So I'm like, should I use another hard drive or what? Because I do want to show some of my gameplay videos, gameplay footage of movies. I mean, not movie, of video games I play, such as like Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game, Dead by Daylight. Um, I just think it's really cool. I'm able to do this. What sucks is I can't just play the games live. Um, I wish there was some sort of capture I could use, like YouTube live stream feature that I could, connect it to my Xbox, you know, and be able to just play it that way, where people could just see, what I'm seeing on my console, and uh, and do that, because I'm just not good with PCs when it comes to gaming and all that. Never have. Dude, have you seen the new Halloween video game trailer? The voice for Loomis is awful. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited that we're getting a Halloween video game. Like I've been wanting a Halloween video game forever. Um, so I'm really about that. Um, and I did love what Gun Media did with Friday 13th and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Not a fan of how they've treated the games, like them giving up on their games and then leaving them behind. Um, but what's cool is this is going to be a single player game, which is amazing because if Gun Media wants to leave the game behind or whatever, it's not going to be an online game. So it's going to be really cool that it's a single player and it'll always be playable. So I'm really happy about that. I think Gun Media has learned that from the last two games. Not making it their game all online. Kind of thing. So I'm really happy about that. Um, I didn't like the narration really of Dr. Loomis. I mean, nobody can really do. I've heard many impersonations of Dr. Loomis, the voice, but I've uh, never heard anyone do the voice as well as Donald Pleasance. It just no one comes close to Donald Pleasance. So um, yeah, I mean, and it's Donald Pleasance, so you have like a lot of there's a lot of that pressure. Like, are you going to sound just as good as um, Donald Pleasance? But I think yeah, he didn't do the best job, but it got the job done, for the trailer, and it got me excited though. So I wonder where it fits into the timeline. Hope Daniel Harris comes back for it, even as a new character. I hope so too. I really hope so. I would love that. Daniel Harris. I met her at the Halloween 45 convention. Me and my sister met her. We took photo op together. That was so much fun, and I would love for her to come back for the movies, or video games or anything. It'd be cool for her to play Jamie Lloyd, as an adult, and to I guess retcon, Halloween 6 or even Halloween 5, and almost direct sequel to Halloween 4. I think that would be really cool. Is to just do a direct sequel to 4, um, and bring back Jamie and Rachel and um, uh, new set of characters and just have it set like years later after, decades later after. War. I think that'd be really cool. Um, and it would go back to that era of Halloween and could do something really great with it. Um, but it's up to Malaka Cod and what he wants to do with the franchise. Have you ever played Friday 13th, the game? I love to see Jane treated like Tommy Jarvis in that game. Yeah, yeah. That would be I have played it. I own it actually. I own Friday 13th the video game. Um and it's a classic. Um uh, Actually I'll show you it. Okay. I own it, so I'll show you it. I'll show you guys Friday the 13th. Yep. And I have this on the PS4 as well. Um uh but the game isn't really as playable as it once was. So it's only like for offline. But like the offline, the thing is, you can't like upgrade, like Jason's DLC, his skin or anything like that. Like you have to um just play whatever I mean, whatever the offline mode offers you. That's all you're gonna get. So that's I think biggest mistake Gun Media has made was that they just gave up on Friday the 13th like they did, and didn't before leaving the game, they didn't like offer a single player mode that would satisfy the fans. They just left it. And the Text Chainsaw Massacre video game is amazing. I bought that game after it got off Game Pass because it's actually pretty scary. Um, Scarier than Dead by Daylight for me. And many horror video games I've played, because when I play like the victim, you're trying to escape from the basement, you're trying to escape from the house. I mean, it just feels so real and intense, and the whole family after you, Leatherface, the cook, just like everyone is after you and looking for you, and you're just like every time I play, I'm like, I'm not gonna make it out of here. It's done very well. So I almost say Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game is better than Friday 13th because they seem like they took their time on it more. But I'm not a fan that they're leaving the game behind like they are, and not giving us any final DLC or anything like that. Uh, I know they were trying to do Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 DLC, but I guess they couldn't get the rights for that movie or something for the game. Um, and that would have been amazing. But they didn't even try the remakes, Texas Chainsaw Massacre remakes, because like regardless how you feel about like the remakes, that house that was used, in those remakes is like one of the greatest houses ever used in a horror film. Um, like I had nightmares all the time as a kid of that house from the remake. The house was way scarier to me than the original. 'Cause the original is like very small. It's scary, but it's very small. But like the way that that house looks in the remake, I mean, it's absolutely terrifying. Um, and um, oh, hey Zach, hey, just popping in to say hello. About to head into the theater to see Hell House LLC Lineage. Oh, awesome, Zach. Awesome. You gotta let me know how it was. I hope you have a great time at the movies. And yeah, thank you for joining my live stream, Zach. Always appreciate it. I'm glad you were able to at least say hi, even if weren't able to be a part of the full live stream. But thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy Hell House. So let's see. So yeah, I'm going to Ocean City, Maryland, starting this Saturday with my family. Um, so that's another reason why I'm doing a live stream is because I'm going to be gone for the rest of August. So I just wanted to get one more live stream uh, done in August. I mean, to me, it's not the end of summer until September 21st when it's officially fall. Because my birthday is a late summer birthday, so I always consider summer. It doesn't end till it ends, which is September 21st. So um, to me, early September is still summer. So, but I wanted to get one more live stream out before um, September. I can't believe how fast the summer went. Like I can't believe it's August 21st, and it's just wowing. Um, um, okay, copying file 2 out of 59. That's gonna take a while. Um, but yeah, my next live stream, I'm definitely gonna like just play like a lot of gameplay videos. Because really just want to like show more of that. Instead of just like uploading videos, randomly, video games. Even though I'd love to upload like 10 minutes playing Dead by Daylight, and it's just like this amount of minutes of that, um, and this amount of minutes of that. Um, Zach. Oh, okay, I didn't know you were still here, Zach. Haha, I'm going to Ocean City next weekend, but the one in New Jersey. But yeah, I hope, I hope enjoy it too, like the last one. But 2 and 3 were pretty bad. That's cool. It's cool you're going to Ocean City, New Jersey. I love New Jersey. Uh, I hope you have a great time there. Um, uh, Last one, but 2 and 3 were pretty bad. I'm trying to remember exactly what movie franchise I was talking about. Oh, Zach, you're talking about Hell House. Is that a sequel? Um, I thought that was like a brand new horror film. Um, oh, okay, okay. All right, because I don't have Shutter. That's probably why I don't know um what it is. There's so many streaming services, it's a lot of streaming services, and it's hard to decide which one, you know. Um, it's just because like HBO Max has a lot and Netflix has a lot, and then now there's Paramount Plus. There's, I mean, Peacock is going to have what, the Crystal Lake series. Like it seems like it's like everyone needs every single streaming service to access every single movie or show now, which that's never how it was. Um, this is the first one they're showing in theaters. That's really cool. That's really cool. So I guess Shudder is becoming more popular. I guess they've been making a lot of money through their streaming service, so they're able to get a film distributed on the big screen. I think that thing. I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. No, sure. Shuddered. Did they do the Terrifier documentary that came out? Was early this year, I think. Um, I think it was a Shutter exclusive or something. And was that any good as well? Did you guys see that? Oh, okay, Screenbox. Okay, Screenbox. I got them mixed up. Yeah, but I've been wanting to watch that Terrifier um really bad. Um documentary that they came out with, but they don't offer it like on DVD or Blu-ray, or just to rent it, on any kind of uh, on Vudu, or anything. Um, so that does suck. That's why I don't like this exclusive things like, oh, you have to get the streaming service to watch this show or movie. I that's like one of the biggest things I despise, honestly, about everything is that. I mean, oh man, haven't seen the doc, but looking forward to the arcade game on Nintendo Switch. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a Nintendo Switch. I was never really a Nintendo gamer. I played Nintendo as a kid with my friends and family, and that was fun. I remember like the teen center when I was in eighth grade. Like, that's where I'd go after school, and I'd play video games with classmates, and that was fun. But I'm a Xbox and PlayStation player um, ever since the beginning of my life. That's just always been Xbox and PlayStation. Heading in now, maybe you'll be on when the movie is done. But if not, have a good stream and a good time at Ocean City. Thank you so much, Zach. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you have a great time with seeing the movie. And yeah, I might be on when the movie's done. I don't know. The stream is really like 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So that's what I'm going to end the live stream is 8 p.m. ish around there. So yeah. If not, thank you, Zach, for joining this live stream, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for joining. You're awesome. It's going to be on the big two consoles too, and it's bloody, and you can play as Art. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I did hear about that a little bit. It's just anytime like I see arcade, I get a little nervous because like I want to play with these slashers. I want to play a video game that is like not arcadish. Like I want it to feel like Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game, Friday 13 video game, Dead by Daylight. Like I want that experience through these games. I don't want this arcade style. It's just not for me. It's just not what I don't like. I don't like arcade um, stuff. Um, I mean, there's some games that are arcade that I do like. I'm just not a huge fan of arcade games. Um, but that's just me. So that Halloween video game being like a Halloween video game, not an arcade game. It's actually you play as Michael Myers, you play as survivor, running away from Michael Myers, and you're in the neighborhoods, and you're trying to hide, running into this house. I mean, it's gonna be so amazing. I mean, Gun Media, I mean, they wowed me with Friday the 13th. They wowed me with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I was blown away by the attention to detail of those maps, of those locations from the movies. I mean, everything is so accurate, and that's what gets me so excited about this Halloween game how accurate it's probably going to be. The Myers house, and just going to all the houses because I've been there in Pasadena in 2023 when I went on the bus tour, Hollow Grounds. That was incredible. And so when I'm playing the game, whenever I get the chance to play the game when it comes out, it's gonna feel even more real because it's like, oh my god, I've actually been here. Um, so I'm very excited. A Halloween video game, Michael Myers, like, yeah, let's go. But I hope that we get a Nightmare on Elm Street video game in the future. I think that would be amazing because it's like dreams, and so I feel like you can do a lot with that. Um, and they could be really creative with that. And Scream, we need a Scream video game. I'm actually surprised we haven't gotten one because what a brilliant concept, what a brilliant video game that would be, where Ghostface, calls you and you have to trivia, you have to answer the questions correctly. If you get the questions wrong, then you get killed. But even if you get the questions right, then all of a sudden breaks into the house and you have to grab something to defend yourself, you have to hide, and it's all in Woodsboro, and you have the whole Woodsboro setting, and it's not open world, but they could have like it could have that feel a little bit too, where Woodsboro is literally the game, that town is the game, and I just think that that would be incredible. Um, but it will happen. I mean, it's a matter of time. Um, we actually did get a Scream video game, and I remember that one. Yes, the app one that came out was during Scream 4. That was fun when it came out. But now in 2025, I think it's time to we get a new Scream video game. That was 2011. It's been a while. Um, I play Ghostface in Dead by Daylight all the time, like Dead by Daylight. It's so much fun because that's the closest to any experience of a Scream video game. And I just love the DLC from Dead by Daylight. It's like probably my favorite DLC from any video game, because I've been able to get DLC of Chucky, Pinhead, the pig from the Saw movies, Ring. Um, uh, I mean, like wow, Freddy Krueger, um, uh, Pinhead. I mean, so many, um, and that's just so exciting. Um, so yeah, I love that DLC in Dead by Daylight. I don't think Dead by Daylight would also be as playable without that DLC. I think that added everything to that game. But yeah, I have nostalgia for that Scream video game that came out a long time ago. I mean, that was fun. But I mean, I want a Scream video game. What we got for Friday 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now we're getting for Halloween. I want that for Scream. Um, and also, Scream 7 is coming out, next year. So I think this is the time to make a Scream video game. Um, I don't want to talk about really about like, any spoilers of Scream 7 that I possibly might know. There's one thing I did hear, and I'm not really like um, doing a lot of like research on the movie. I go on IMDb here and there just to check like any updates, but uh, I did like hear one thing that is I think is a definite spoiler, but at the same time, I wonder if it's a trap, a setup. They intentionally want to do that because Kevin Williamson did that with Scream 2. Where the script was leaked, and everyone knew who the killers were, and then when the movie came out, um, it wasn't what people were expecting. I think Kevin Williamson could easily be doing something like that, with creative teams with Scream, is to just really surprise people. Um, but yeah, there's some major spoiler, but I just don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil things for people. But I mean, especially Kaylee, if you don't want me to say anything about it, I won't. Um, but then I can also say to anyone that watches this live stream later, I can say spoiler warning, and then and then uh, then that I can do that. Okay. All right. Anybody that's watching the live stream, um, or watching it later, spoiler warning of Scream 7. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So what I heard was that Sydney is going to live, um, uh, by the end of Scream 7. That she's not going to die. Ken Williamson basically said that she was like fine, like there's no fate in this film for her, that she will survive it. And yeah, um, I don't know why they would do that, you know, and that's why it makes me think that Sydney's actually going to die in the movie. I think that they might actually take that risk. She has kids, and I always said that like the only Cindy would ever be killed off is if she had kids and she would like sacrifice herself for her kids. She would like put her life in danger for them, and it wouldn't feel um, forced or rushed writing or anything like that. It would feel right. It would be a great character death because Nancy, she died at the end of Dream Warriors, and I think that was honestly probably the best character death for like an like a final girl of any horror franchise. Like that was done so well, especially that Nancy was like not she wasn't the main character of the movie. She was a supporting character. Um, and I just would love to see that be done for Sydney in Scream 7. Um, but if they do want to make her the focus, I mean that's fine. But I do think that a character death of Sydney would add a lot of impact to the story and would I think move the story forward. Because if you keep Sydney in the storyline, it's gonna feel overplayed and nothing is gonna change. Like it's never gonna feel fresh. Um, and that's why Scream 6, like I was really impressed with that film because Sydney wasn't in it, and for it to have been that great of a sequel without Sydney really surprised me. I think Scream 6 also proved to me that Sydney's kind of holding back on moving forward, with uh, the series, with new characters. Um, it passed on to Sam, Tara, the core four, and I thought that was awesome. That they set up these new characters, and I think it was done very well. Um, I know Dewey's death is controversial, but I feel like it was time by Scream 5. I mean, I actually was surprised he wasn't killed off in Scream 2 or Scream 3. I was shocked, but I saw Scream 4 in the theater. I'm like, "Do we survive this?" I'm like, "What?" Um, so when he did die in Scream 5, I was like, not like, "Oh, finally," but there was just this like I was I was shocked because they actually did kill Dewey off. I actually was shocked in that sense. But it added a lot of added more added so much to that movie though. Like Gail, you saw the most human side of her ever in that film. Like when she sees Dewey body being, taken to the corner and she just completely collapses and you start to see the side of Gail that we've never seen. And we see her cry and we just see this like human side to her that we've never really seen, and I thought that was so powerful, and we wouldn't have gotten that if Dewey would have lived. So I think it was done very well. The way Sydney came into the story, she wasn't like the main focus. It was kind of like Nancy in Dream Warriors, where Sydney kind of comes into the story and is like a supporting character rather than the main character. Um, and Sydney still has stuff to do in that movie, and they play her theme, her original theme when she walks into Stu's house, and how everything looks the same, and like that was great. I mean, it felt like it was wrapping up Sydney's story. Like it felt like all right, we're concluding it all here, and we're setting up these new characters, and I think that it was being handled very well, being written very well and directed very well. Especially that movie was made during COVID. I was very impressed with it. And then Scream 6, I was even more impressed with it. Um, I have my complaints about Scream 6. There's some things in there in that movie that I would have changed, but it's not to the point to where I'm like, oh, the sequel isn't good or it's one of the worst. No, it's honestly my favorite sequel of all of them. if I watch the original Scream and then I watch Scream 6, it feels like a conclusive story. Like, even though 6 wasn't the last movie, there was a lot of final moments the movie had, such as, like, the shrine and, like, everything going back to, like, all the Easter eggs from the previous movies going, basically, like, that one scene, with Kirby, and you have all the images of all the Ghostface killers, every single film, and they're all together, they're all mentioned, the years that they were Ghostface. It's like everything comes together in that movie, like, it goes back to the first film and even all the sequels, and it just feels like it's all, feel like it was all leading to something, and even though I wasn't the biggest fan at all, of the killer reveal, um, and their reasoning, uh, I think that Matt and Tyler did an amazing directing job on both 5 and 6, especially Scream 6. The way that they shot Scream 6, the way it was, edited, the I mean, they really put a lot into those movies, and for it to not be Wes Craven as well, I think they did a phenomenal job to not be Wes Craven, you know? Um, they, are very gifted directors. I mean, Ready or Not, I thought was a great horror film, and so when I saw Ready or Not and found out that those were the directors for Scream 5, I was like, "Oh, this may actually be really good." So, um, yeah, I wish that they could have directed Scream 7. I honestly would rather them direct Scream 7 over Kevin Williamson. Um, but, I don't know, here's the thing, like, Kevin Williamson might really wow us, he might shock us, of, like, he might actually give us a really, really good movie, or if not a great Scream film. Um, Almost to the point where I wouldn't be surprised if some people actually said it's the best Scream movie. I would not be shocked, because the guy that created this franchise, who wrote, that opening scene, who wrote all that dialogue, is directing this movie. Um, it's just what's odd is, like, he's a screenwriter, and he wrote the Vampire Diaries. He is a screenwriter, and it's just very odd that he's the director, and instead of him being like the main screenwriter, like, if the movie would say screenplay by Ken Williamson, written by Ken Williamson, and the post credits, like, that'd be sick to see that, you know. Um, and so it's honestly it's like, reverse. Like, I would rather Ken Williamson have wrote, a new script, instead of directing it, or both. If he would have written and directed Scream 7, that would have been fine. Because I love when, when a movie has the same writer and director, when the director wrote the script or the writer directed the movie. I love that. Um, so, yeah, it's just odd, because Guy Busick, the screenwriter, I mean, he did a good job on 5 and 6, but he could have done better, especially the killer reveals in Scream 6 and how that was all written, and the dialogue, how cheesy that was. Like, it's like, I don't know. I don't know if Kevin Williamson can, like, hide those elements of his poor writing. Um, so, uh, I don't know. Hopefully, Guy cooked up a really great script. Um, because it's just that's a big deal for Kevin Williamson to direct a script that isn't his. That's what is it just really surprised me. But I think that the movie does have potential, though, to be something really great, despite the situation. And I'm not happy about any of this. I would have loved to have seen the Scream 7 that we were going to get, originally. That's what I wanted. Um, uh, but if they went this direction, and you know, it doesn't mean that it still can't be a bad. It doesn't mean that it's going to be bad, though. Like, this actually still could be a really great Scream movie. Like, I would not be shocked, at all. Um, um, I don't know, I just get this feeling about this movie that it's gonna be, it's gonna shock me a lot, and that it could potentially be the best Scream movie, um, uh, after the first movie. It could be better than Scream 6. I could walk out of it when I'm like, "Wow, that's the best one." I mean, I might really be surprised. I might actually be shocked. Um, it's all in how it's executed, it's all in how it's written, the direction, the acting, the editing, um, all those elements that go into a Scream film. Because I am really interested in this use of AI, because AI is I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like AI really. Um, can AI be used for good things? I'm sure, and it seems like it already is, but it's just technology I'm not a fan of. Will never be a fan of it. Um, I even one of my movies that one of my movie stories I came up with when I was 9 years old here. Um, that AI robots were going to take over humanity, and there'd be eventually a war with AI robots and with humans, and that AI would be trying to extinct humans. But then it would be more complicating than that, because then there would be humans that would be siding with AI and would want AI to exist, and how close humans are going to be connecting to AI by that point. So I've made a film. I've written a story, and there's a film I'd love to make one day that goes into all the dangers of AI and my prediction of what is going to happen because of this technology. Um, but I would need a very high budget to make that movie. So I don't think that is going to be made anytime soon. And I don't know how to do animation. Um, so yeah, I uh, I don't know when exactly that movie would ever be made. I would love to make it. I would love to make it. It's just that movie would require so many special effects. So, but anyway, um, let's see how the files are doing. Okay, copying file 10 out of 59. Okay, 12 out of 59. 14. All right, it's going faster. Um, if the exporting, I mean the copying on the jump drive, if it's like done in the next like 20 minutes or something, I'll definitely play some gameplay videos. Um, Sounds like a badass sci-fi war film. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it is a war. It's a sci-fi war film. But there's a prequel to the movie, but it has like, nothing even to do with AI. It's about the character. Um, I'm afraid to talk about it because I don't want anybody taking my ideas. Because that's a really good one, and I know it too because I came up with the idea when I was 9, and I've written multiple rewrites of like that story in my mind. Um, but I plan to write a screenplay of it at some point. Um, it's such a big story. It's such a big story. I mean, wow. So, but it's awesome though. It is. I think that a lot of people would like it. Um, uh, it's just uh, could be a novel, or is your heart set on film? It's a film for me. It's a film. I wouldn't mind writing it. I wouldn't mind writing a book because then I could get noticed in that way. The movie could get. I mean, the story could be noticed. By a producer. They want to turn it into a movie. I mean, that would be awesome. Um, but another thing is about it too is I'd want creative control. And filmmakers don't get that today in Hollywood. Um, I just don't like like producers wanting to change everything that I am trying to do as a director. It's kind of takes away the point of a producer. A producer is supposed to make sure the director gets everything that he or she or they needs for that film, and it's um, it's kind of it goes uh, it just it takes away the whole point of that. When a producer is like, "Oh, I want to change this and I want to change this and change that and change that." Um, Now, sometimes the producers aren't wrong, and they some things do have to change, and it's for the better. But I do feel like filmmakers are not given the creative control, creative freedom that they originally were. That's also why I love directing independently, writing and directing independently, because I don't have to worry about someone saying you can't write this or you can't direct this or direct it this way or write it this way. Um, I just feel he's very it's disrespectful of my abilities as a filmmaker. Author of Tell It to the Bees got screwed over by Hollywood, destroyed her endings because of it. Yeah, that's the thing. Like these, these writers, that's the thing also about book adaptation. Because like if they wanted to adapt, let's say the book into a movie, I'd want to direct it. I'd want to direct it, and I'd want to be the co-screenwriter, if not the main screenwriter, but I'd rather be a co-writer on it, and then direct it, um, and to have a lot of creative control, because then I know my vision. I know that it would succeed. I know that uh, what I'd be everything I'd be envisioning would actually being able to bring that to life. It would be something really great. Um, Uh, Hollywood, they don't want to take certain risks. They don't even want to take risks anymore. That's why that they're doing nothing but remakes and reboots, prequels, sequels, spin-offs, uh, anything, you know. Um, and that's why we're not getting. That's why these aren't the way they used to be, you know. And that is sad because I've been going to the movies a lot more the last couple of years, and I just don't. I'm not feeling the same feeling that I have felt going to the movies growing up. Like movies are just not as like the quality is just not on the same level anymore. Um, I mean, we go back to how maybe movies were in 2015 compared to movies now. I mean, I was excited to go to the movies all the time. I mean, all the time, and there was always a movie. Um, uh, Also, because not everything was reboots and remakes back then. There were a lot more originality. There was a lot more originality, and I love that. Um, and it's just it's. But thing is Fantastic Four. It didn't do well financially. It had a good opening weekend, and I did see it opening weekend, and it did have a great post credit scene. It did. But that movie could have been better. It could have been better, and a lot of people obviously felt that way. And it's like the first time ever Marvel failed over DC. Like Superman won, like box office, it did better than Fantastic Four. Um, because I went to see Superman a second time, and it was like the last week it was in theaters, last couple weeks, and I was with a packed audience. Still, it was with a packed audience. It wasn't like a screening for it like in IMAX or 4DX. It was in regular 2D. Um, so yeah, I think DC won for the first time. Um, and think that 20 years ago, it was Batman Begins and Fantastic Four, the original Fantastic Four. And Fantastic Four, the movie did win over Batman Begins in 2005 box office, even though Batman Begins did very well financially to the point where they made The Dark Knight. Um, but um, so much was cut out of Fantastic Four, and it's not even going to get a director's cut. Yeah, I think also people are a lot of people are just done with Pedro Pascal. Uh, Seeing him all the time in movies and shows. Like I think that's also why I couldn't get into The Last of Us, the TV show, because just he's in everything, and he's great in The Mandalorian. Like I think he's great in that role. Um, but I think he is in way too much movies and shows. Um, and it's not that's not even necessarily the problem. It's that he's playing like the same person again and again. You're not watching. It's not like Timothy Olyphant, where he's a methodic actor. I mean, he's great in Alien Earth. I've been watching that lately, which has been amazing. I honestly, I think I'm going to do a review of that whole season when it's done, because it's just uh, I'm blown away by it. Honestly, Alien Earth is like the best anything Alien I think we've gotten since Alien 3. Truly, in my personal opinion. Like Aliens, Alien 3 that's like the gold era of Alien. And I was never a fan of Alien Resurrection. I was never a fan of that one. I know there are people that are. Um, I just didn't care for it. Um, and then Prometheus was good. I really did like Prometheus. I thought that was an improvement over Alien Resurrection. Uh, but I still felt like that movie was missing something, was lacking something. Um, I don't know what it was, but I feel like it definitely still could have been a little bit better. Um, I enjoyed the first Alien versus Predator that came out. I remember seeing that for my ninth birthday, and remember going with all my friends and how exciting that was. Uh, I would love another Alien versus Predator movie. I think I'd rather a new Alien versus Predator over just another Alien movie instead, because now we have the show. Um, so I think it'd be way cooler if we got to see X-Morphs and Predators fight again. Because I loved that first Alien versus Predator growing up. The second one I thought was awful, um, because I thought the lighting was really bad. The cinematography in the second one, it was so dark. I'm like, what is going on? I can't see anything. Um, I mean, I like that it was gorier than the first movie. That it was more, but it just wasn't as good as the first movie. But even that first Alien versus Predator movie, looking back at it years later, it could have been a better film. It could have been a better movie. So I would just love a entirely brand new Alien versus Predator movie in 2025, and like with the CGI and technology we have now, like we could get a really amazing movie from it. So I hope we see that because we've been getting these Predator movies, Alien movies, and I think it's time to have Alien versus Predator again. We had the couple King Kong Godzilla movies, recently, and we've had Avengers. We've had crossover films, but we haven't had a Alien versus Predator um, uh, return. So that would be really cool. Um, I love Prometheus, but it needed a real sequel that brought the engineers and the X-Morphs together properly, merging the movies. Yes, yes. That was the thing. It's Ridley Scott. He wanted to do this prequel trilogy, but I think he could have done it way better. I think he could have. I don't think there was really an outline, kind of like the sequel trilogy for Star Wars. I don't think there was an outline, and you can always tell when there isn't an outline because Covenant, even though it connects to Prometheus, it just didn't feel like it was in the same universe, even though it was. It did feel like the same universe, but also didn't feel like the same universe. It was so weird. Um, and then Alien Romulus felt. I mean, that was like a sequel, I believe, what to the first one, um, and is like a prequel to the second film. So really, like the Ridley Scott alien movies that we've been getting recently have been kind of all over the place, especially timeline wise. Um, and I don't know. I mean, I appreciate Ridley Scott for trying. Um, not all filmmakers go back to a franchise. years later and want to do something entirely, new and fresh. Um, but yeah, I definitely think he could have done better with what he was setting up. Because I would have loved like a Rogue One, like Alien movie, like if he did a trilogy and like the third movie would have been like a setup or Revenge of the Sith. Like it leads exactly into the original movie, like setting up entirely that movie. Like the third movie is all, leading to that. So like when the third movie would end, you could literally just watch the original right after and it's like there you go. I think that would have been really cool for Ridley Scott to have done that, and he didn't, unfortunately. Um, Covenant had a cliffhanger ending, and that movie went nowhere. Uh, and then we get Romulus, 6 years later, and it's not even a sequel to Covenant. It's a sequel to the original film. So, um, I yeah, I kind of want them to hold off on alien movies and give us a live action Alien versus Predator because this show is better than honestly all the movies after the first three films. I mean, you will never beat the original Alien. You'll never beat Aliens, and the third one's always going to be controversial with fans. And um, but I personally find it super underrated because that was another great example of like main character, character death being done right because it wasn't like Ripley was just killed off in the first 5 minutes of that movie, and it was just like was eaten by an ex-mortal. Instead, the movie there's this consistent suspense throughout where she has you know inside her, and she knows that she's running out of time, and the audience does. But it's just that suspense of when is it going to happen. I think that was brilliant. That was brilliant and ballsy. Uh, and David Fincher, he directed that. And so and the way that movie is shot, the way the movie still holds up cinematography wise, like the cinematic, the way that movie looks still looks incredible to the and that movie Alien 3 has that iconic shot, with Exmorph, up in Ripley's face and like that iconic image, um like it's just that movie is just it's an underrated masterpiece in my opinion. So I don't feel like we've gotten an Alien movie like that since then. And the show, uh, to me, has come the closest to it. Um, but we were supposed to get a third movie that would have the engineer have the engineer survivors hunting David to the planet in the Alien movie and explaining how all the eggs ended up on the planet. But, well, that's what we should have gotten. That would have been great. I don't know why we didn't get that. Um, so this Alien Earth feels like a revival of the franchise, like a rebirth, a reboot of it, and it feels so fresh, but it feels so much like the originals, and it's got a lot of David Fincher vibes, especially the way it's shot, and that's another thing I love about it is the colors that are being used. Like it has has a lot of that look from Alien 3, and I just love that look. Uh, and also, I'm a big fan of the writer and director of the season of the show. He wrote and directed Fargo, the Fargo series. I'm trying to remember his name. Um, oh, I'm just gonna look up his name because it's gonna drive me insane if I don't. That's why I have the IMDb app. No, all right, Noah Haley, Noah Hawley. Um, yeah, he's incredible. Amazing writer and director because I love what he did with Fargo, especially season 5. Season 5 is my personal favorite season of Fargo. I loved season 5. Um, so after that, and he's done other things too, but I just loved what he did with Fargo, and I loved his style. So, um, it's he's to me he's added something to this franchise that it's been needing for forever. Like we're getting more man in suit, we're getting less CGI, we're getting more of how the originals looked and felt. And maybe it's also because it's TV, like their budget, they don't have, the budget to do as the effects, groundbreaking effects like you get in Alien Romulus. Um, but I think that's a good thing to me. Always, less is more. Like, why do we love old movies so much? Why do we love movies from 70s, 80s, 90s? Because they didn't use so much CGI, because they did more practical effects, because they were creative and they had to think, okay, we can't do this. This doesn't work. We can't create this effect shot. So what do we do instead? What can we do? That's just as effective. They don't movies. They're not. It's not like that anymore. Movies, and it's very unfortunate. So I think that the show is just it's on its third episode, but I'm blown away by it. Um, I think that Noah Hawley Haley. I'm trying to pronounce his last name correctly, but his direction is just incredible. And whoever directors they also have gotten for this season too. It's just I haven't been scared of the X morph like and I can't even remember. And this isn't even on the big screen. Like I'm just watching this on my TV, but I'm at the edge of my seat because I think it's the lack of CGI and the more use of practical effects. Um, I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I love it. Is it feels more real. It feels less fake, and I enjoy the characters. We're all still learning these characters. It's the third episode, so there's still more to to be told. A lot more character development. But I'm a big fan of how this show is shot and paced. I'm never bored when I'm watching it, and I forget sometimes that it's actually a TV show. Sometimes I feel like I'm watching a new movie. Uh, so that's just my opinion about Alien Earth. I mean, I don't know how everyone feels about it. I mean, overall, it seems like a lot of people like it, or it's getting good reviews. So, I mean, it's a 7 on IMDb, so that's always good. Um, uh, and what do you think, Kaylee, about Alien Earth? New blood and respect for the original will always make a wonderful series or movie. New blood. Which new blood? I'm sorry. My mind automatically thinks Halloween New Blood or Friday the 13th New Blood. Um, but I'm trying to make sure I know what movie you're talking about. I mean, was that going to be the title of the third Alien movie? Oh wait, did all the files copy? Wait, hold on. All right, let's see, because I got some fun videos, a couple videos to show. Everything copied. No, I mean Noah is the new blood. Really is the old mentor. Oh, yeah, yep. The characters, yes. Yeah, just like I'm 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 liking the characters that they um gave us. I mean, they're giving us for the show. Um, and I do know more about them. So just waiting for my computer to read the jump drive. I'm gonna have to unplug it, plug it back in. I'm gonna give it like, I don't know, a few more seconds. Okay. See if that does it. We're already hour into the stream. That's awesome. I don't know why this jump drive is not popping up on my computer. I think it's one of the most stressful things about life, my opinion, is just like backing up uh files um on just on like your computer, just like always trying to like save everything, and then like having to keep your hard drives intact and make sure they're okay. Then there's like cloud, you know, storage, but then that's like a monthly thing you got to do. It's just it gets exhausting with that. Okay, come on, jump drive. What are you doing? Oh, it said to me, "Oh, disk not ejected properly." Well, where is it? You know, is it like, do I have to like wait like an hour for it to appear? I guess so. I guess I'll just keep the jump drive plugged in and see if it appears on my computer to click on. Shouldn't be that complicating. So I guess I'll just keep this folder open and see if the drive appears. That would really suck if it didn't. Like, it's not even that old of a jump drive, too. Oh, you can continue to comment in the live chat. I'm still here. I was just looking at the if my computer's reading the jump drive, but I can still see the chat and everything. It's funny that they're like, oh, don't eject. It's like, oh, don't eject this, but then It doesn't even, like, show up. I mean, that's so frustrating. That's that. I never run into this. I'm terrible at tech. I think I'll be the first to be destroyed by our evil AI overlords. No, no, no. Oh man, AI will probably they'll probably their focus will be probably certain people before it's just anyone. Because I would imagine AI would. I feel like they go after the people that created them, you know, first. But I mean, if they can somehow, I mean, if they can manage AI, likable and they're not dangerous and stuff. I mean, that'd be cool. It just this stuff never seems to end well. So I feel like it's humanity playing with fire, my opinion, with AI. And all the ones that, you know, aren't afraid about it and making fun of people that are talking about, how serious this is, to our world and the damage it's going to do. They're going to be the one to be the most miserable with AI when it does happen. And they're going to be the most shocked too, as well, when they're proven right from all of us that are talking about AI. All right, come on, Jump Drive. This is ridiculous. I'll just keep it plugged in, and I'm just not even going to pay attention to it. Just that's so disappointing. The red light even on? Okay, I see the red light. All right. Well, it'll appear it won't. So, but it always does. It's so weird. It's so weird. So weird. So I'll just minimize that folder and then go back to it. And then we'll just go back to talking on the stream. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened with my jump drive that I just got recently. Like it's a nice jump drive. I don't know how I lost it. I mean, things get lost in this house, but I'm just like, where did I lose it? How did I lose it? And then my iPhone tripod. Um, that's like a great tripod to bring anywhere because it's just very portable. I'm just trying to find it before going on vacation. It'd be nice to find that. So, and it'd be good to have the jump drive too, because when I film videos, family videos and stuff, if I want to save storage on my laptop, I can then just put it all on that jump drive. You know, so I really need to find that jump drive. I'm gonna be looking all tonight and tomorrow for it because I leave early Saturday for Ocean City. AI with mommy issues, we're screwed. Yeah, yeah. I don't see this going well. I mean, it'd be great to be proven wrong, you know, and for AI to be like the greatest thing ever, and it does like all the impossible and like, oh wow, too bad we didn't have this technology, uh, you know, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you know. So, but you know, I'm prepared for how bad it's going to be. I'm definitely prepared for it. I lose that jump drive? And I had it on this desk forever too. Like, I beat myself up a lot when I like lose something. Um, because I just get really mad at myself, disappointed in myself, and I'm not keeping track of my things enough. Um, I know that part of that is my disability, my intellectual disability. Um, but yeah. All right. Kaylee, I would want to ask you. Do you have any questions for me at all? Just in general, um, anything about my films or any questions you may have. Um, I'm willing to answer them. That jump drive still isn't showing up. It's just like I don't want to plug this jump drive out anymore because it doesn't seem like there's no point to unplugging it. I mean, the red light is like flashing. It's not showing up on my computer. I know my computer has to do like a software update thing, but I'm just like it's just frustrating. Okay, I see you submitted a question. I'll be right there with you, Kaylee. Sorry if this is like not the okay. Well, I'm just not gonna keep messing with it. It's really disappointing though. It's really disappointing. I don't get that. I don't get that. I mean, that means that the jump drive like is like cannot like be used anymore, or I'd have only way it could be used is like on a Windows to be able to access the jump drive because I just used it on my Xbox to just to copy some files and um now it won't read on a Mac. So maybe it is a Microsoft Mac thing or something. And it's also because it's like an older jump drive. It's not too old though. So, and it would make me like so mad if like the jump drive actually just like appeared um, when I end the live stream. Whenever I do, like that would be. I feel like I was being trolled. Okay, I'll read your question. Amigosh, yes. Do you feel like the door on the Devil Servants is fully closed, or could there be a third movie? Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a third film. Um, I want to make a third movie, and I've been wanting to make a third one for a long time. There's just one of the actors. I need them to come back, and they won't come back. So Um, yeah, I kind of made some mistakes with the second one with casting, and I mean, it was COVID, and I picked whoever I could get for that time for the movie because originally I had different actors casted for Double Servants because the movie was written before COVID even happened. So basically, like how it all turned out by the end of it, Double Servants, I just wasn't able to get one of the actors back, and that's a problem because I just can't continue the story without that actor. It won't work. Um, because I do want to tell a new story. Like I like that it's like new character each movie, and it's always telling a slightly different story from. I like that, but uh, I want to wrap up the Double Servants, that storyline before I would move the story on to like another character, you know, or new characters. I'd want to um, put a closing on the chapter of the Double Servants, and kind of conclude their story. Um, and I can't do that with because one of the actors won't come back. So yeah, that's where Double Servant stands right now. Um, and I might just reboot it. Like I might just do a remake of the Devil Servant movie. The first one. I might just do a whole remake of it and start over. I don't want to do that, um, but I'm willing to do that if it means that I could do more with that. I mean, because I've already set up the Devil Servant movies, and but I just yeah, that's the biggest reason. One of the actors won't come back, and that's why I haven't made a third one. Is it not possible to recast in the style of Tuesday Night's Kristen Parker from Elm Street 4? Yeah, like actually recasting isn't a bad idea. I just have to find the right actor because I'm very picky about recasting. Um, I It's a really tricky thing to do, and I feel like I have to find an actor that would look almost just like that actor from this movie to for it to feel consistent and not feel like, "Oh, that's a different actor." I can tell it's a different actor. I don't want to, um I just feel like that can take people out of it. It could take me out of it too. So, it's I find the right person for that role, and, if I feel like it's not forced or if I see possibilities and potential, then yeah. But, uh recasting's easy. It's not easy, at all. So, if I do find an actor that can replace that actor, then, and can play that character, make a third Devil Servant movie. But regardless, I'm gonna make a Devil Servant movie in the future. So that's just like a redo of the original movie, the first Devil Servant. If I just, make that again, but longer, almost turn that into like a full length. Uh, that's something that I've been interested in is because I love the storyline to the first Double Servant movie. I love the story to it because it's about bullies, it's about um, uh, like discrimination of like your religious beliefs, and um, it tackles on these certain subjects in like a very I think subtle way. It's not overdone. I think the way I made those films, it doesn't feel. I don't think things are like so much in your face as they could have been. I just wanted to make a film, first one, a film about bullies and the consequences of bullies. Like what that can lead to, and how someone being bullied, like how far they're willing to go. Um, and that to me was always the most impactful part of the story of the first film. And then the second movie, I just I enjoyed it for it just being. because that's where the villains win, and there is no hero in that movie. There is no uh, final girl or anything. And so I enjoyed making a film that was anticlimactic and wasn't a just another sequel. Because I could have made a sequel where the devil servants would have been like killed off in the third act, and like my character and my wife in the movie, we could have like survived at the end, and oh, we're this happy couple, and now we've resolved our marriage issues because we went through this situation. I just didn't want to go that route with the story. I wanted to do something that was more edgier and almost more realistic, and could set up another movie, set up another sequel. But not just set up another sequel for the sake of another sequel. If I want to make a sequel to any of my films, it's for a good reason. It's because I want to continue that story, and I want to do something really great with it. It's never just, oh, I want to make this sequel, because I can't come up with anything else. It's no, it's because I see a story there. I see either one more story or I see a couple more stories, and so that's different than just, oh, I can't come up with anything original. Especially Devil's Servant is original. That is all me. That is all my characters. That is my universe. That is entirely my creation. Um, and I'm very proud of that. An original franchise. I mean, there was Jester, and then there was Insane, and I love those. But I'm most proud of the Devil's Servant movies. Uh, Devil Servants is my favorite film of yours. It's so beautifully made. Thank you, Kaylee. Yeah, it's probably my favorite too. I mean, really, both of them, both Devil Servant movies are my favorites, because that was all my own original characters and everything, and so I love that. And also, Devil Servants was shown on the big screen. It was played at a Regal Cinema in New Jersey, um, when it came out in 2022, and that was amazing to see one of my movies on the big screen. And it was also an original movie of mine. It wasn't a fan film. It was my own characters, and that's what made that special, was seeing that on the big screen. That was my own world, and yeah, it was such a great feeling, people laughing and reacting to it, and to a film that isn't a fan film, that isn't based off of anything, is entirely own creation, and so that was pretty amazing. And that premiere is on my YouTube channel. Mr. filmed it. I filmed it, back when I had that premiere, and it was just one of the greatest moments of my life. Always be one of the greatest moments of my life. I mean, how many times, does a filmmaker get the opportunity to play their movie on the big screen and to sit with an audience and sit with their actors, and it's like, you know, like it was incredible, and I'll never forget it. And it showed how much people like the Double Servant movies as well. That there was an audience for it, and if I made another one, that people would be very interested. I mean, the first one, I'm surprised how well it did. I'm really happy, um, but it's like 1,300 views now, I think, and it's like 30 something likes, over 30 likes now. And to me, that's a big deal, because it's not a fan film. It's not something that I thought of because of this movie or this movie. It was something that I thought of because of my own original world, going into my own original world and thinking of all these ideas and what can I do that hasn't been done. And that was one of the stories I came up with. It was originally called The Devil's Apprentice, um, but then it was changed to The Devil's Servant. Um, I love both titles, but um, I think you really appeal to people who were looking for original horror, especially when Hollywood is not. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that, Kaylee. Yeah, I think that a lot of ideas that I come up with are more original than a lot of what Hollywood is doing. And um, I hate saying that. I really do hate saying that, because I want Hollywood to make great films and for originality to continue. And um, and just for great cinema. Um, but we're not getting. It's just a rehash of everything, and I do feel like they need new generation of filmmakers like me, to change up change up the narrative. How movies are how they are right now, and to kind of look at everything, you know, and look back at it and like, hey, I think this instead, we could do that instead. Let's cut this and let's do this more. I would love to, make a film for Hollywood that is original and gets people going to the theater, and it's something that is really exciting, and people are excited about it, and it's not a reboot or anything, any spin-off, you know. Um, so I don't know how long Hollywood can really continue, with the reboots and stuff. I mean, the box office for Fantastic Four, and so many other big movies. I think if it's been, Hollywood is being informed by audience viewers that this isn't what we want. It's like Hollywood, you can do better than this, and I'm happy to see the horror genre being so successful and getting the love and respect that it deserved 40, 50 years ago that it didn't. And I'm very happy about that. The horror genre is really the most successful, and I'm really happy about that. It's like horror. The horror genre is the greatest genre of films because the amount of things you can do with the horror genre. You can create psychological horror. You can create drama horror, supernatural horror, um, uh, all different elements of horror. Uh, there's all these different genres in the genre itself, and that's what's so incredible about the horror genre. It's not there's elevated horror. There's all these different versions of horror, elements of horror, and so it's not limited. Horror it never stays in one spot. You can do so many things with that genre, and so it continues to grow and evolve, and um, I'm really happy about. I'm glad horror was one of the few genres that didn't didn't just like crumble. It's still as strong as it was. You know, um, and so I'm happy, at least in the time I'm living in, that the horror genre is in a safe zone. It's in a really good spot. Could it be even in a better spot than it is? Yes, but it could be even worse spot, in my opinion. So nothing is being filmed in Cali anymore. It's too expensive in California. Yeah, that's true. A generation is missing out because the suits are pricing them out of the business. Yeah. Yep. Hollywood. They could easily go to me, say, "Hey, RBR Sartine, you've been making movies for 15 years, almost 16 years. It's been over 20 movies that you've made, and you've tackled on this genre, and you've shown your originality, and we want you for a live action Double Servant series, or Insane, or even Jester, or they want something entirely new from me that I haven't done yet. That I have multiple stories that have yet to be told, and screenplays. So um, it would be an amazing thing if I was given the opportunity of a lifetime, because it's just I there's nothing else more I love than making movies. There's nothing else more that I love than that. It's the greatest thing ever, is to be on location, be on set, and see my movie come to life, seeing my actors act in those scenes, and seeing the cameras, the way that they're uh, need to be positioned for the scene, and putting the film together. Like how it all comes together in the editing room, and adding the music and sound effects and just seeing it all come to life. It's such an amazing thing. Um, and there's nothing else I want to do in my life than make movies. It's the most e- exciting thing ever. I love it, and I think Blumhouse should fund you to direct an original. I would love that. I would love for Blumhouse. Here's the thing: I'm going to be 30. You know, I'm at the age. You know, I'm no longer that 14-year-old. Hi guys, this is IPR Show from 13. Subscribe to me. You know, it's not 2009 anymore. It's 2025, and I'm so a million times better director than I was when I first started out. When I first started making movies, I didn't know fully what I was doing. I was just filming whatever with my camera, and um, I was surprised by the amount of subscribers I got, everything, very quickly when Halloween November 1st came out. I was surprised how well that movie did. I thought that people were just gonna laugh at it and nobody could like it. Because I was gonna make a Scream fan film. Actually, that was gonna be like my first fan film on my or short film on my YouTube channel. But Halloween November 1st, it did very well on YouTube, and so I was inspired to do a second movie. I went through a lot of mental issues at that time when I was making November 2nd. My mental state was really bad. Um, I'm not gonna like go all into it, but it was a really bad time in my life. Um, so it's amazing that November 2nd was that I got that made, that I got that completed. Um, that was one of the only few films where it was me that was the problem on that movie and nobody else. So um, I was 14, still starting out. Um, so that was the very beginning. That was 2010. So, um, but then I went ahead and made The Haunting of a Ghost Face and um, Revenge of a Ghost Face, Esther, um, uh, and says error: more than one ingestion is using the primary URL. Send one stream to the primary ingestion URL and one stream to the back. What? I have no idea what that means. That means. It said that last time I was live streaming, and I'm like, I'm so confused. Like, I only have YouTube open on my computer. I'm just that's so weird. But can you still hear me and everything, Kaylee? Am I still here? Is everything fine? Okay. Yeah, that's very odd. Um, all right, thumb drive. Yes, it finally popped up. All right. Just wonder what folder it's in. Here we go. No, don't think it's this one. Must be this one. Let's get info. It says 18 items, but I thought it was copying more than 18 items when I was copying on my Xbox. Okay, so all it did was all right. All right, so there's one of my Dead by Daylights got on here. but like I had more than one of them on there. See, I never get when that happens, like when it doesn't copy the whole files. Anyway, I'm just gonna put this on my computer and on here real quick. Okay. I have a lot of folders. I create a lot of folders, and the reason I do that is because I don't want to lose um, track of like my files, because I just don't want clips just like randomly all over the place. I like to have things in folders. Um, that's just that I've been that's what I've been like forever is folder. I just think that's so important. Just trying to find where I put it, where I just put the file. I know it's in documents. Here we go. All right. I think I might actually play a whole. I think I'm gonna play a Dead by Daylight video for you guys, and a couple Splinter Cell gameplay videos for you guys. So I'll talk for a couple more minutes, 2 or 3 more minutes, and then I'll play those, and then I'll end the live stream. Uh, So Kaylee, if you have any other questions for me, feel free to ask anything. Um, I'm gonna be posting a poll for you guys on my YouTube. Of you guys up the movie title for the next Nightmare movie. It's like the hardest title of any of my movies where I just can't come up with it. And I always know the title of the movie like right away too of all my films. Like it's never this hard. Um, but I'm gonna put on a poll two new titles: Freddy's Vengeance or The Dream Killer. I'm gonna put that on a poll for you guys, and you guys let me know which one you guys like more. Um, but I'm thinking I'm gonna use Dream Killer. I mean, I really like the title. But I'm gonna put it leave it up to people to vote on the title, and and then whichever one gets more votes, that's the title I'll use. And But yeah, it's just been hard to find the right title for this movie. Um, I just want to pick a title. And I have to thank you, Kaylee, for all your support and advice you've given me, and any kind of help that you can give for my movies. I really appreciate it. I really do. Um, yeah, because YouTube. I mean, it's changed so much since I first joined, and it's become such a competition. So to have subscribers like you and Zach and other people that message me and support me, it just makes me feel really good. Um, I'm not obviously a big YouTuber. I don't have a gigantic platform, but I'd rather have this, 2,000 subscribers and and have actual people that care about me rather than thousands of people that are fake, and have subscribed to me for ridiculous reasons, and expecting the most ridiculous things from me. So um, yeah, so I thank you, Kate, and many others for letting me just be me. I don't try to I don't try to be anything that I'm not. Anytime that I ever try to be something I'm not is when I'm acting in my films and I'm playing a movie character. That's the only time where I'm trying to maybe not. Or Halloween time, if I'm at a Halloween party or something, dressed up. But aside from that, I like to be me. I'm me, and that's it. Um, I got so many compliments from people throughout time in my life that they just loved how just loyal I am. That I'm just not trying to be something I'm not, and I'm really happy people see that and see that I'm just some regular person. Like I'm not anything, you know, great. Um, I think I'm a really, really good filmmaker, and I'm really happy to get these movies out and show the world and for people to enjoy these movies. Really, really happy about that. But filmmaker Ryan Rickert, artist from 13, I am who I am. You know, that's who I am. So yeah, my videos, I may come off boring or whatever to a lot of people, but this is who I am. So I'm not gonna fake it. I don't need to fake it. To be the filmmaker I am. I can be myself and still make amazing. So it's not that difficult. It's that so many people they have to put on this like character, for their platform rather than just be themselves. I think it's really sad, you know, and it shows the lack of honesty of people, in this generation. Um, you know, that's just there's more liars now than there were back then, and yet we're all on the internet now, and like who can lie about anything anymore, But yeah, that's why you get all this propaganda online, and anytime you hear a story about anything, it's different no matter where you read it. It's yeah. Yeah, I'm an OG. I'm a millennial. And there's a lot of times where I miss the time that I'm from. I miss the '90s. I miss the early 2000s, mid 2000s. That was a really great time, and always will miss that. Um, it's not even so much that I was a kid; it's just the time I lived in. It's also that time because there wasn't TikTok and all the social media and all this stuff. And also, like in 2005, there was YouTube. It's just started out, but like think the 2005, that was the only year YouTube was just YouTube and Google didn't buy it yet. You know, so talk about the best year for YouTube was its first year. When Google didn't own it. Um, and then you had um, other things, but it just wasn't like internet wasn't like now. There were websites like livevideo.com, and that was a mix of MySpace and YouTube, and made a lot of friends on there, and that was a really fun site. Um, but yeah, I never thought Facebook was like the greatest app in the world. I was surprised how big it got. To be honest, I could understand Twitter, but Facebook, I was really confused by. Um, uh, um, and then Instagram, I don't think it's too bad. I think Instagram's all right. It's just this amount of streaming sources of social media that is keeping us all away from each other. Human interaction. I just remember back then people would they weren't on their devices, they were on their phones, they were uh, talking to people, and it was eye contact and human communication, and people would go over to their friends' houses or family members' houses all the time, and it wasn't even like a anything like it's a completely different world we live in now compared to then. And I don't know how it changed that fast. I guess a lot can happen in 30 years, but it was even before 30 years. I just don't know how it all changed so quickly. Um, but I'm grateful I lived a time that wasn't all this stuff now. I'm really grateful. At least I can say I lived a time where I know a time where it wasn't like this. Um, it almost would have been easier if I just would have been brought into the world with iPad and didn't know anything else, um, rather than knowing how the world was before this. And then, it's just, yeah. It's like vampires, in movies or books, that the longer they live, it's like they can't adapt to, new time periods. They can't adapt to new eras because it's not from the time that they were from when they were created as a vampire, the time that they were alive. I think that's the same thing for us people, is just, you know, the older we get, the more um, it's like it's harder for us to adapt, to whatever is new. Um, I think it's just a human thing. I think it's normal to feel that way too. Um, um, but anyway, um, uh, uh, Veert Holler Studios. Hi, I'm so sorry. I didn't pronounce yours correctly. Your name. I'm very bad at pronouncing names. I'm so sorry. Uh, so it's unintentional. Verthaler Verthaler Studios. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you. It used to be Eric Veer Howler 92. That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. Have you been a subscriber to my YouTube channel for a long time? Kaylee says, I think that's the best things about movies and TV shows. We can go back there even just for an hour or two. Yeah, yeah. That's the greatest thing is to be able to just, watch movies from that time and shows and uh, get that experience. Um, I would love, it would be amazing is Blockbuster, like in your VR, Blockbuster, in VR, and you can just like walk around all those original those aisles and all the, you know, cases and, movies that were DVDs, VHSs that they would have on display, and just be able to walk around Blockbuster itself. That would be a cool thing to put in VR, I think. I think that'd be a cool VR feature, where you literally are back, to that place. Um, uh, I don't know, maybe they need VR, they need, my creative input, to for that to become an actual real thing. VR Blockbuster would be so damn good. It would. Think about it. You go into like a room, right? You go into the Blockbuster in VR and you look at them, and they're like new movies too, but they're like, you know, in VR they're like formed as like a Blu-ray disc, or a DVD disc, and you literally just go up to it like you're grabbing it, and then you go up to the front counter. That's like some like, you know, um, animated character. I mean, cashier person, and you rent the movie, and then when you leave the Blockbuster room, it like takes you into like a theater or something, and then or even like a I guess your home in VR, and you put the VHS tape or the DVD or the Blu-ray like, in your VR player, and then you watch it that way. So you feel like in VR that you went to Blockbuster and took the movies home with you, and you get that experience. I think that'd be really cool for people that remember Blockbuster and were from that time, and that was the only way we could rent movies, and video games and stuff. I think it'd be a really cool feature to include, and also could show, to today's generation what Blockbuster was like, what we had to deal with. I think that'd be really cool. Um, might be something I'll suggest to some company one day. I don't know, because that would be really cool. VR Blockbuster. Yes, for over 10 years. Wow, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad you're part of the live stream studios. Filmmaking absolutely is who you know. So with that said, I started my own podcast interviewing people in the movie industry. I had Victor Miller on the script writer for Friday the 13th. That's awesome. Good for you. Good for you. That is awesome. Victor Miller. To get Victor Miller, that's awesome. Yes, filmmaking is absolutely who you know. That's always been the case. I was told that when I was a kid that it's who you know. And yeah, really, that really is true. Um, that's really cool. You have a podcast. Yeah, yeah, you can send me a message on my Facebook Messenger if you want my RBR Trophy 13 on my Facebook. You can message me your podcast, like your to it, because I would love to check it out. Um, yeah, thank you for joining my live stream. It's great to have subscribers in here that have been watching my movies for a long time. This makes me feel really good. Um, you guys didn't go anywhere. You guys know that I'm gonna be that I continue to my film. I'm never going to stop. It's something that I love too much, and the fact that you guys tune in to every movie, you guys know that I'm gonna cook up something really really awesome. Is such a great feeling, and uh, and it gives me more confidence as a filmmaker because of your guys' support. Um, so thank you guys for that, for following, for just being a subscriber to my channel and enjoying my films. You guys enjoy my films. It would suck if I made movies that you guys didn't enjoy. And if I did make movies that were bad, I would hope you guys would be well. That you guys wouldn't, you know, uh, um, like be yes man fans. Where no matter what, oh yeah, it's great, Ryan. When really in reality, it's not. Like always tell me, guys. If I'm missing something or something I'm not doing uh, with my movies that I need to improve upon, I'm always open to suggestions and advice and inputs from people because that's one of the ways you learn as a filmmaker is what you guys want, what the audience wants. It's so important to listen to your audience. Hollywood doesn't do that, you know, and when they should, you know, um, it's just odd for a filmmaker to not want to listen to the audience and or to listen to them and hear them out. Because even though like a filmmaker is not going to agree with everything that someone feels about that movie or their opinion, you might though hear something in there from that person that uh, is it's like, gee, I didn't think about that, or or it can open your perspective and mind to uh, we you can do better in your next movie or anything. Um, the talent was always there since the beginning, but you refined it and owned it, honed it. You mean honed it? Thank you, Kaylee, so much for saying that. Thank you. What I'm gonna take a sip of my water, and then I will. Listening to the audience worked with Sonic and that god awful design. I hate the Sonic movies, to be honest. I actually thought they were pretty good. Um, I didn't think they were masterpieces by any means. They weren't like the great films ever, but I enjoyed them for what they were. Um, because I saw the third one, saw the first and the third one in the theater, and I enjoyed both of them. But no, I don't love those movies, but I like them. I think that they were done well. They could have been better. They could have been better films. The dialogue could have been better, of course. And, the performances. I thought Jim Carrey did a great job. The fact that he came out of retirement just for the Sonic movies was pretty cool. Now doing the Grinch, and they're doing performance capture with him on the Grinch too because he doesn't want to like wear the costume. Um, I'm one of the very few people it seems like on this planet that just despises that Grinch movie, that live action one, because how much I love the original Grinch film and how mad I am that that movie didn't stick to how that animated film was. I don't think Jim Carrey was the correct actor for that role. I don't think he was the right person for the Grinch. I don't think he was mean enough. He just didn't have enough cynicalness to him. They didn't get like a James Spader, like someone that like they needed someone like that to play the Grinch. You needed someone that had a very sinister side. Um, but you see that sinister side, but seeing that sinister, dark side of that character and be redeemed by the end of the film, it just would be way more powerful and impactful with an actor that wasn't a comedian, my opinion. Um, and it wasn't even so much that Jim Carrey was a comedian; he just wasn't the right person for the Grinch. Just my opinion. If I directed a live action Grinch movie, Jim Carrey would not be my option. I would go for someone that would be more like Boris Karloff, or a James Spader. I mean, just that kind of level of like villain, that style. I just don't think that Jim Carrey worked for that character. But everybody loves that movie, so I'm in like the 5%. Oh my gosh, I hate the Jim Carrey Grinch. Always have. I turn it off every year. Okay, so I'm not the only one. Well, we're in the small minority of people. um, a friend of mine named Vanessa got Jim Carrey to send me his autograph, and it was that moment I realized that it was who you know. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's so true. It really is. It's on who you know, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing. You know, it doesn't always mean that's a good thing. Because like uh, it's the people that you know are they have your best intentions in mind. You know, so I'm gonna take a sip of my water. I'm not going anywhere. I have my water bottle, and then I'm gonna just I'm gonna show you guys a couple video game captures that I have. I'll do more of that in September. I'll show you guys more of my video game captures, and then I'll end the live stream pretty soon. So I say 20 more minutes of the live stream. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna share screen. First, I'm gonna do is click on the files that I want to open, video files. Okay, so that one's saved, and then okay, that second one, third one. Okay, I think this will be the four that I'll play for you guys, and then that'll be it. I don't want to keep the live stream going too long. Also, my sister's coming over because she's going to be driving me and my mom to Ocean City, Maryland. She's going to be the driver, so she's going to be staying for a couple nights, um, and she's going to be working from home. She also has a really bad root canal right now, so she's trying to get in to get her tooth fixed before vacation as well. Um, have you seen the Winnie the Pooh horror movies? I've seen trailers and clips of them, but I've never seen the movies just themselves. I do want to watch them. It's just I loved Winnie the Pooh as a kid, so that's just it's gonna be a little rough for me to see him differently than he was in the cartoons. Um, I don't know. It's kind of like seeing the death of my childhood, um, in a way. Um, so I have to be in the right mood to sit through that. Because I love Winnie the Pooh. So to see him, them turn him into this like I don't know what. Uh, it's like it's almost like a I had a nightmare last night that Winnie the Pooh was was this, and I saw this movie trailer, he was like that. It just doesn't even feel real. But I will check them out. Um, I will check them out though. First one's on Tubi? Okay. Yeah. I will give them a try. Just gonna check my phone keeps like hold on, sorry guys. It's like 4 people texted me at the same time, so okay. Alright. I said to do that real quick, I'm sorry, guys. Alright, share screen. Let's do entire screen. It's like, why not? Alright, share. Alright, we'll start with, Dead by Daylight, and then we'll do Splinter Cell. Now this isn't all gameplay videos I wanted to show you guys. There's more I wanna show you guys, a lot more. It's just, this is still new to me, like, gameplay videos and backing videos up and everything. So, you guys will be getting more of this in the future. Um, and I hope one day I can figure out to, just be able to live stream video games live. I would love to do that, instead of just playing you guys what I've recorded in the past. But I hope you guys enjoy this. I love Dead by Daylight. It just never gets old. I didn't start playing it till 2021 as well. So I've only been playing it for 4 years. And I go back to it, but it's just fun. I can play as Chucky and Michael Myers, Ghostface, Pinhead, Freddy Krueger. And this is captured from the Series S, Xbox Series S. I've been playing Dead by Daylight for a while. It's like, oh my god, I can play as Chucky, and I can even play as the '90s Chucky that I grew up. That's just, you know, it's so cool, so cool. You guys can't see anything? 'Cause I share the entire screen. Could you see that, Kaylee, what I was playing? Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to replay that. Go through settings. Let me stop sharing and share again. Uh, Window, I guess. We open up that Chucky one again. Yep. Okay. All right. Hopefully this works. Mhm. No footage? Oh, like how? Like it's showing it on my streaming on my yeah. I don't know why you can't see it, Kaylee. Can anyone else see it? How about that, Kaylee? Does that work? I'm so sorry. I see it on my screen, and I see myself in the stream. Still can't see? All right, how about now? That's insane. You're using two devices and it's not working? Let's see if this works. All right, how about that, Kaylee?
You got 1 minute to change that. 50% complete. Keep on going. Hack stopped. That's on you guys.
Well, why do you think that it would you're not able to see it? I'm gonna look back at like the live stream when it's like when I'm done with live streaming and see if it people could see it or not. Because I remember like I recorded my screen remember last time and I was showing a lot of gameplay videos and there was no problem. Like I don't know what changed. I wish someone else would say that they can see it or they can't hear it. That would help me understand more.
30 seconds left. Time to do your job. Hack all active terminals in the area. Only 10 seconds to go.
I even see the orange dot, so it should be displaying the video. Like I said, I'm awful with tech, but the sound is really good and the visual is non-existent. So maybe a problem with split screen or second screen, or I'm just not good at tech. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm confused because it worked for you last time and it's not working this time. And the fact that no one else is like saying, they can hear it or they can't hear it or see it, I'm stuck because like I want to know if it's for every you, you know, why it's not playing back, why people can't see it. Uh, Share screen, entire screen, full screen, share. All right, here's the video, and you guys should be able to see it.
Their firewalls are failing. Stay connected just a little more. Basic failure confirmed. Better luck next time.
All right. Did anybody see that? All right. Well, all right. It was worth a shot. That sucks. That sucks. So none of these play. Like you can't even see this one.
Stay on it. First hack successful. That's a good start. Data is resolving. You're almost there. All terminals are online and ready for hacking.
All right. All right. Well, I give up. Yeah. If you can't see it, there's no point. I don't know how you can't see it. Um, that's really unfortunate. Okay. Sorry about that. I mean, I just that's weird. The people could see it. Is there like a live stream, a place that you can live stream where it's like way easier to do all this stuff, like sharing your screen and just all this? Is there like an easier site for live streaming than YouTube? Like I would not mind uh, if there was knowing if there was something better. Um, because this gets like crazy. Twitch. All right, then I'm gonna create a Twitch account. And maybe that'll be better for my live streams when I live stream like that. Like yeah, because but Twitch does Twitch work on desktop? Like it's not just a phone app, streaming streaming live streaming site. Like is it a can you access it through a website? I know like TikTok's on the computer now, so I don't know if that's a Twitch has that or not. Yes, lots of people use it on PC or Mac. Okay, that's good to know. Uh, um, I don't get what this yellow error at the top that's saying to me. More than one ingestion is using the primary URL. Send one stream to the primary ingestion URL and one stream to the backup URL. I have no idea how to do any of that. What any of that means. Like I appreciate you guys like tuning into my live streams that you guys have. Like despite like me not getting everything right, with, like technology. Um, I'm not gonna give up on you guys. I'm gonna continue to try. Um, I'm sorry you guys couldn't see that the gameplay footage. But I will see what I can do for my next live stream, and I'll create a Twitch, and then see if I can stream from there. Uh, maybe I'll do both YouTube and Twitch, and go back and forth. Um, I might even like record uh, like a live for YouTube and for Twitch, like two different cameras. Like so people can see on YouTube while I'm live streaming on Twitch, kind of thing. Uh, so, um, hey, it's been fun to talk about movies and industry. It has. It's been a lot of fun this live stream. Pretty much, I'm going on 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours. So I'm gonna be wrapping up the stream in about a couple more minutes. So anybody has any more questions for me, or anything, this is the time to ask. Um, I'll be live streaming again in September, and um, definitely be updating you guys more on my movies and stuff. I am making another Elm Street movie, and final Elm Street movie. It's my final fan film. Uh, Rise of Elm Street was originally that, but Rise of Elm Street did so well to where I felt like I could make a uh, sort of like a epilogue to the Elm Street series and to, to the fan film, is to for it to not feel like a sequel so much as it feels like uh, a concluding chapter in the series, the Nightmare series, without it feeling like it's the final movie. Uh, I just want it to feel like it's you can watch Rise of Elm Street and then watch this one, and you feel like you got a beginning, middle, and end storyline, and you can watch these with the actual original movies, and you can get your own finale from it. Um, because the original Elm Street series, I mean, there was Freddy's Dead, but I don't feel like the series was ever given a proper uh, finale, and really like a really good one. And so I want to do that. But I'm going the less is more approach, even though I'm still going big with this movie. I don't. I want to be very creative with this, but also I'm doing what I want to do with it. Rise of Elm Street, that was for the fans. That was really for the fans, and I'm a fan as well. Um, but this one, I want to do more of my own thing with it. I don't want to do. I don't want to cross a line though, to where it's no longer a nightmare. It doesn't feel like a nightmare. I'm still going to pay attention very much to the consistency of the Nightmare series and keeping everything in tone, and uh, making sure that it doesn't stray too far away from what Nightmare is. But I do want to tell my own story, and with the dark tone that I'm giving it. It's a lot darker than the last film. So and it's not so much like, oh, it has to be darker in tone. It's just that's where the story went when I was writing the script. The story felt darker to me than the last movie. It wasn't intentional for it to be darker. It just is darker. I always wanted to ask if your Twilight short ever made you want to do more with the Meyer universe. It was so cool. I know you're stepping away from fan films though. Yeah, I did want to make more. I did want to make another Twilight fan short. Um, but I don't know. It's hard to get actors to like want to play vampires and like have them wear the eye contacts and all that makeup, because I had to go to like a makeup professional for the first Twilight short, and I would have to go to like someone that really knows how to do the makeup, because it would have to look really good. So yeah, I mean, I would come back. It's just I haven't people haven't expressed enough interest to me of that of the Twilight short that I made, like a sequel or prequel. I thought about it at the time I was making it, and I even wanted to bring Cassidy back uh, and uh, everyone back from the first Twilight short, but I wasn't able to get them back, and that's another reason I didn't make another one. Um, uh, but yeah, I mean, I have thought about it throughout time. I mean, a Twilight short, just I don't know, I don't know. Um, so yeah, um, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll change my mind and I'll make an exception for the Twilight because it's opposite of everything that I've done with my channel. I mean, because it's fantasy, and it's not a horror movie. It's not horror, so uh, it is interesting, and I wouldn't mind exploring it more. It's just a lot of time has passed, and I just don't know if I can still make one or not. I mean, I've thought about it. I just don't. Yeah. Um, I don't know. I mean, never say never. I'm not going to say never say never, but right now there are no plans. Right now there's no plans to Twilight Short. Um, but never say never because the Twilight Short was only like 10 minutes. So if I did make one, it wouldn't take long to make. It wouldn't be like a 40-minute short film like majority of my short films where they're like in that 40-minute, 50-minute length. So or even 30 minutes. So I would be open minded to coming back if enough people express interest and wanted to be and stuff. Uh, but yeah, it's all on the actors that I find and what they willing to do as well. So yeah, I just have to think about that more. But I'm not going to say no. But I'm just not. I'm not saying no right now. So that could change, but I just don't. I don't know. I really want to move on to my own original content, in terms of original characters and universes and build on that. If I were to be remembered, you know, as the filmmaker, I want I would excuse me. I want to be remembered as a filmmaker that people can say Ryan Rickard, like I liked his style. He had a certain style of his films. He had a certain vision, the atmosphere he gave for his movies, the way that he wrote the characters. Like I want to be talked about where I'm not compared to a filmmaker. I don't want to be remembered also as like the fan film writer director because fan films is not that's not what I want to be remembered for, and that's not what majority of my art is. My screenplays, most of it is original, and I have gotten out original film, Jester movies, the Insane films, the Devil Servant movies. All those were not uh, remakes or prequels or whatever to any kind of franchise. That was all my stories, my characters, mainly characters, and I'm going to stick to that and continue to make more original films because I love originality. We need more originality. I already go to the movies and it's always there's a sequel, there's a reboot, there's always this and that. I just don't want to be doing the same thing as everyone else is. I want to do something that no one hasn't done yet. I want to do what hasn't done instead of what's been done as much as I can because I mean obviously so much has been taken. I mean there's movies have existed for so long. I think about 100 years, probably over 100 years, movies have existed, and the amount of stories that are told, that there's it definitely I feel limited, but at the same time, I don't think that limitation it's like that limitation feeling isn't holding me back from wanting to tell something very, very creative and original. And I have a lot of creative original ideas, and I cannot wait for you guys to see them. I really cannot wait for you guys to see them. It's so exciting, um, and I think you guys are gonna really like what I have in store. What I'm cooking up for you guys right now. It's very, very. This is the last fan film, this Elm Street movie, and then that's it for me in terms of fan films. And then as a filmmaker on my YouTube, it's going to be nothing but pure original content, original films there on out. It's going to be all my original characters, my stories, and if people don't, if you guys don't like them, that's okay. But at least I can say I tried as a filmmaker. I tried to do some. I tried to make as many original films as I possibly could and tell as much original stories as I possibly could. Um, so I'd rather um, try and you guys don't like it than for me to never try. For me to never try making original films. So yeah, I'm excited for you guys to see all that. And yeah, thank you guys for coming to my live stream. I think you're I think you're carving out your own place in film, learning and becoming one of the next generation of great filmmaker. Thank you, Kaylee. That means a lot for you to say that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, but thank you guys all for joining my live stream. Thank you for joining this 2.5 hours. And I will be back live streaming next month. And yeah, a lot in store for RBO Shrimp 13 and just my films. And I want to make I want to make more reviews for you guys. Um, like I want to make a 20-year anniversary of Xbox 360 video. I want to make a series review of Splinter Cell. I want to a a certain horror franchise. I want to be able to do a review of it and like a retrospective thing. I would love to do that stuff. Podcast. There's all those things that I want to do, and I have them all in my mind. So it's just a matter of time and when I can get around to do it. And it's going to be a lot easier when I'm just done with like making these fan films and I'm focusing on my original stuff. I think my mind will be more it's more clear-headed when it comes to wanting to do other things for my channel. I think these fan films kind of takes a lot out of me because sometimes I don't know what I'm getting myself into because it's not my own original universe characters. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more for you guys. But enjoy. I hope you guys enjoy my content that's going to be coming out, and I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll do a live stream next month. So. All right. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you, Zach. Thank you for everyone for joining the live stream. Thank you, Bert, Thaler Studios. Thank you all for joining, and I will see you all next month. All right. Peace.